Hola, soy Mars y estás viendo un nuevo episodio de Worldwide Weekend. Si te suscribes a mi canal ahora, cuestasme muy de aquí.
This weekend, I'm going to Spain, a country every European has been on holiday at one of its terrific costas. But I don't know anyone who's been to Ceuta or Melilla, two small Spanish enclaves in Morocco, the only land borders between the European Union and Africa. Are these relatively unknown places worth a visit? You'll find out during this new episode of Worldwide Weekend. Good morning from Amsterdam Schiphol Airport. This trip will finally take me to Melilla in the late afternoon. Unfortunately, there's no direct flight from here. I still have a layover of about 2 hours in the wonderful city of Malaga. I'm excited, but coffee first. I'm a little less excited about the coffee. Jesus. The flight to Malaga takes just over 2.5 hours, and from there it's about a 45-minute flight to Melilla. The first leg will be operated by Europe's largest and most notorious airline, Ryanair, with one of their many Boeing 737-800s. Ryanair really cuts back on everything. Even a storage net or a cup holder is too much to ask. Luckily, no other airline followed this example. I have plenty of time to stroll all the way to the end of the terminal for my next flight. This ATR 72-600 from Air Nostrum will take me to the African part of Spain. Just over half an hour later, we land in Melilla. Where it is made clear to me from the very first second that there are some things I better should not film. Oh, I didn't expect this guy here. Ta-da! So this is my room for tonight. Nice and big. A balcony with a fantastic view. And even a bathtub. What more could you ask for? I'm going to explore Melilla a bit by foot and gradually find a place to eat. The Christmas atmosphere is great here, but it is a very strange idea that all this does not exist less than 3 kilometers away.
I was trying to find a restaurant for a TALD. However, here in Spain, you don't go to a restaurant before 9 o'clock in the evening. Most aren't even open before 8:30. It's been a long day for me. I just want to eat and go back to the hotel. The only place I could eat is here in the McDonald's. And even here it's frowned upon to eat so early. Because look around. I'm the only one eating here. Cheers. By the way, dinner is not the most important course of the day in Spain. That's lunch. So stay tuned for a try a local lunch. Tomorrow, that is. Please don't harass me when I'm eating. Thank you. Good morning. Well, actually, it's already afternoon. Anyway, I just checked out of the hotel. I had a very slow morning. Don't know why. Nevertheless, let's explore Melilla. It starts already here.
Melilla la Vieja is a walled citadel. At approximately 2 kilometers long, it is one of the largest fortifications of its kind in Spain. And now it's time for a TALL, or try a local lunch.
So I'm in a Spanish West African restaurant. Look at this. It was already on the table when I arrived. Let's try this. I think it's potato. And I'm right. The bread is still a bit dry, so Not bad for a starter. Salad has served, and look at this. It's like a big flower.
Andijvie with roquefort. Andijvie sounds so Dutch to me, I don't even know the English word for it. But it doesn't look like andijvie at all, but like witlof. That too is so Dutch to me that I can't translate it into any other language. But guess what? Andijvie and witlof are both translated as endives in many languages. Two different vegetables with the same name. I'm getting a bit off track with the culinary vocabulary.
Bon appetit. Well, I think it's just a small hint of roquefort. I expected a bit stronger taste. Because this is roquefort with lots of cooking cream. It's lamb with couscous. It's called kunan, but we just call it a brownie with ice, which is never a bad choice, but not really what you expect in a West African restaurant.
What's my overall impression of this restaurant? Let me put it this way, certainly not bad, but not exceptional either. The salad was meager and didn't really have the roquefort flavor I'd hoped for. Main course, the couscous in my opinion didn't have the flavor I expected either. The lamb was excellent, but they weren't very generous with it. And the dessert? A perfectly ordinary brownie. The service was friendly, but no one spoke a word of English, which is going to be a bit of a challenge if they want to promote tourism here. All things considered, I rate this restaurant 3 W's.
Behind me is the border crossing between Melilla and Morocco. It's the only one between Melilla and Morocco. Furthermore, Melilla is totally locked down.
I walked a bit further, but I didn't get any closer to the border. But a peace fence can be seen from quite a distance. It might look like a simple 6-meter high fence, but from the plane you see it's a massive complex of 3 fences, a water barrier, sandbags and watchtowers. All to protect Melilla from a flood of refugees seeking a better life in the European Union. Welcome to Parque Forestal Rei Juan Carlos I. Is this supposed to be a forest park? It looks like they are still working hard on it. I expected a bit more of this, but I'm sure it will be fine eventually. I've pretty much seen Melilla, so I decided to take a stroll back to the airport. This saves me a taxi, and of course everything is close by, even the airport. In my spontaneous action to walk to the airport, I was not aware that the only somewhat walkable route ran parallel to the border, and I was confronted with a security fence right in my face. What a shady place this is, by the way. Luckily, there were probably a lot of border guards watching me right now. Despite the growing disapproval of mass tourism in major cities like Barcelona or Valencia, tourism is actually welcomed in the Spanish enclaves. You even get a 75% discount on your flight or ferry ticket if you stay longer than 2 days. But I leave with a slightly unpleasant aftertaste. Of course, there are plenty of sights to see in Melilla. Neighboring Morocco also has much to offer, and there are no travel restrictions. But this fence between the two countries leaves a heavy mark on me. I can't shake the feeling that I'm walking around in the West Berlin of North Africa. facing a fence that has existed longer than the Berlin Wall and also claimed more lives. Despite these draconian measures, people resort to life-threatening tactics to cross it. I'm well aware that this is necessary to protect Melilla's 12 square kilometers. But does that really encourage a holiday here? Anyway, I made it to the airport. There aren't many destinations to choose from, so Malaga it will be. I'm flying again with an Air Nostrum ATR 72-600 and the flight to Malaga takes about 45 minutes. I'm here at Malaga airport again, and this time I'm staying. But it's a little too late to show you the city tonight. I'm just going for a snack. I'm not that hungry because I had a full meal at lunch. I'm integrated quickly. Well, let's find a bus. Hydro Café Malaga. Just a guilty pleasure. Okay, let's call this a snack and a half. No key, no card, but a code for your room. Oh, I hate that.
2,000 years later.
That's it for today. I'm going to have a good crash. See you tomorrow. Good afternoon. Yeah, I had a slow morning again. Let's explore Malaga. Behind the Alcazaba, the footpath to Gibralfaro begins. A 130-meter high hill topped by an imposing fortress. I'm going, but only for the view, not the complex itself. I don't have all day left. Halfway up, the view of Malaga is already fantastic. I made it. I've proven myself enough for today, if I may say so. So let's go back down quickly and relax on the beach. It's lovely to stroll along the beach just before Christmas. This is how December should be everywhere, right?
Total horror to realize. Then in a few hours I go back to winter. Do I want to go back to winter? Hell no. That's life. Next time I come here, I stay.
A Christmas market here looks very surreal. And snow only comes this way. It was short, but it was lovely to see you again, Malaga. Until we meet again.